Welcome to 10th Max. We'll continue with functions. Today we are going to see the last part of the functions. I hope you have already done the previous exercise about functions. By now you must be thorough with the functions. Today we are going to see about composite functions. What are composite functions? For that we need two functions, f be a function and g be another function. Let f be a function from a to b and let g be a function from b to c. Remember, the codomain of f must be the domain of g. I repeat, the codomain of f must be the domain of g. Only then we can think of composite functions. Now, composite of two functions is defined as g dot f is equal to g of f of x for all x in a. I repeat, the composite functions g dot f is equal to g of f of x for all x in x. Example, let A be the set of elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and let B be the set of elements 6, 7, 8 and let C be the set of elements 9, 10, 11. Now, from A to B, 1 is mapped to 6 and from B to C, this is called as set C. From B to C, 6 is mapped to 9. Same way, similarly, the other elements. Let me take another example. In F, 2 is mapped to 6 and in G, this is the function of G. We call this function as F and we call this function as G. 6 is mapped to 9 and then 3 is mapped to 7 and 7 is mapped to 10 and so on. So, now coming to the first mapping, G of f of 1 is equal to 9. How do you get 9? Because 1 is mapped to 6 and where is 6 mapped? 6 is mapped to 9. Therefore, g of f of 1 is equal to 9. Now, come to the second element, 2. 2 is mapped to 6 and where is 6 mapped? Again 6 is mapped to 9. Therefore, g of f of 2 is equal to 9 and the third element, g of f of 3 is equal to 10 and g of f of 4 is equal to 11. How do you get 11? 4 is mapped to 8 and 8 is mapped to 11. Therefore, you get g of f of 4 is equal to 11 and the last element 5 is mapped to 8 and 8 is mapped to 11. Therefore, you get g of f of 5 is equal to 11. By looking at this example, you can very well understand what is composite functions. Composite functions are nothing but when two functions are combined and we form a new function which is called as a composite function. Now, let us see few sums from the exercise 1.5. I have taken 3 sums. For that we have to find f dot g as well as g dot f. Now, a question arises in your mind. Are we going to get the same results or different results? Let us check now. I have taken 3 sums. Let me do one by one. F of x is equal to 2 by x and g of x is equal to 2x squared minus 1. Whenever the domains and codomains are not given, you have to assume it is a real valued functions. F of x is equal to 2 by x and g of x is equal to 2x squared minus 1. Now, let us calculate f dot g for this sum. F dot g. So, what you have to do is, what is g of x you have to check. What is g of x in this sum? G of x is equal to 2x squared minus 1. So, in the place of g of x, you substitute 2x squared minus 1. So, what happens? It becomes f of 2x squared minus 1. Now, what is f value you have to see. What is f of x? F of x is equal to 2 by x. So, in the place of x, you have to write 2x squared minus 1. So, this will become 2 by 2x squared minus 1. This is the answer for f dot g of x. Now, what is the other question? We have to calculate even g dot f. What is g of f of x? Let us calculate g of f of x. Here itself we can calculate g of f of x. So, it is g of, what is f of x in this question? F of x is equal to 2 by x. So, in the place of f of x, you replace as 2 by x. So, it will become g of 2 by x. Now, what is g of x? G of x is equal to 2x squared minus 1. So, in the place of x, you have to replace 2 by x. I repeat, in the place of x, you have to replace 2 by x, because we are going to find the value of g of 2 by x. So, what happens? It will be 2 times, in the place of x, what should you keep? 2 by x. So, it will be 2 by x the whole squared, 2 by x squared, 2 by x the whole squared minus 1. Calculate this value now. 2 squared is equal to 4 and x into x is equal to x squared. So, it will be 2 into 4 by x squared minus 1, which is equal to 8 by x squared minus 1. Now, for the first one we got the answer as 2 by 2x squared minus 1, and for this we are getting the answer as 8 by x squared minus 1. Are the answers equal? Obviously not, they are not equal. Therefore, you can find in this sum that f dot g of x is not equal to g dot of f of x. Are you able to follow this sum, first sum? Now, let us go to the next sum. F of x is equal to x plus 6 by 3 and g of x is equal to 3 minus x. First, we will find out what is f dot g of x. That means, f of g of x. What is g of x? G of x is equal to 3 minus x in this sum. So, it is f of 3 minus x. Now, what is f of x in this sum? F of x is equal to x plus 6 by 3. So, wherever you have x, you have to replace it as 3 minus x, because we are going to find the functional value for 3 minus x. Therefore, in the place of x, you have to replace it as 3 minus x. So, what happens? 3 minus x, then what do you have? Plus 6. Plus 6 divided by 3. Now, we can simplify this. Plus 3 and plus 6 we can simplify, then you get 9 minus x divided by 3. So, this is the value we are getting for f dot g of x. Now, we have to do the second part of the same sum. What is the second part of the same sum? G of f of x, g of f of x. So, here the next step will be g of f of x. What is f of x in this sum? X plus 6 by 3. So, in the place of f of x, you have to replace x plus 6 by 3. Do you get it? Now, we have to find the g value. G of x plus 6 by 3. What is g of x? 3 minus x. And in the place of x, what should we keep now? We have to replace it as x plus 6 by 3. That is, where you have x, you have to replace it as x plus 6 by 3. So, here you have to be very careful, because you have a minus sign here. When you have a negative sign, you have to do it very carefully. So, it will be equal to 3 minus, for the whole thing, x plus 6 by 3. So, it becomes 3 minus x minus 6 divided by 3. Divided by 3. Here we have to find divided by 3. Now, we have to find here 3 into 3, 9. So, this becomes LCM. Because you do not have any number means you assume this number to be 1. Whenever there is no denominator, you already know that when we do not have denominator, what do we assume? We have to assume that denominator to be 1. So, you cross multiply it. When you cross multiply it, what happens? 3 into 3, 9. It becomes 9 minus x minus 6 divided by 3. What is 9 minus 6? 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. So, 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. It becomes 3 minus x divided by 3. So, this is the answer we are getting, g dot f of x. And what is the f dot g of x we got? 9 minus x divided by 3. And g dot f of x we got 3 minus x divided by 3. Are they equal or different? They are different. So, they are not equal. In this sum again we get f dot g of x is not equal to g dot f of x. Did you all understand, children? Now, we will go to the last sum. We have f of x is equal to 3 plus x and g of x is equal to x minus 4. We will do the next sum now. That is, f of x is equal to 3 plus x and g of x is equal to x minus 4. So, first we will find out f dot g of x. That means f of g of x. What is g of x? G of x is equal to x minus 4. So, in the place of g of x, you replace it as x minus 4, g of x minus 4. Now, we will go to f of x. What is f of x? F of x is equal to 3 plus x. In the place of x, what should you keep now? By now, you must be thorough. What should you replace in the place of x? Can you find out? Yes, it is x minus 4. In the place of x, you have to replace it as x minus 4. So, this will be equal to 3 plus x minus 4. Now, constant plus 3 and minus 4 are constant. Therefore, you can simplify constant. Plus 3 minus 4 is equal to minus 1. So, it will become x minus 1. So, the answer is x minus 1. F dot of g of x is equal to x minus 1. Now, we will go to the second part of the sum. What is the second part of the sum? G dot of f of x. And what is f of x here? In this sum, f of x is equal to 3 plus x. So, you will write it as g of 3 plus x, g of 3 plus x. Now, what is g of x? G of x is equal to x minus 4. So, wherever you have x, what should you replace now? You have to replace 3 plus x. In the place of x, you have to replace 3 plus x. So, this will be 3 plus x minus 4. 3 plus x minus 4. Again, constants you can simplify. What are the constant in this sum? Plus 3 is a constant, minus 4 is a constant. So, simplify the constant. Plus 3 minus 4. What is the answer you get? X minus 1. Now, surprising, isn't it? F dot g of x, you got x minus 1. What is the answer you got? G dot of f of x? Again the same answer, x minus 1. So, in certain sums, you may get f dot of g of x is equal to g dot of f of x. It is a special type of function where we get both the functional values to be equal. That is, f dot g of x is equal to x minus 1 and g dot of f of x is also equal to x minus 1. Therefore, in this sum, we get the two functions to be equal in variable of x. Whatever be the value of x, the functional values are going to be same. That is, f dot of g of x is equal to g dot of f of x. So, in these three sums, we saw that the first two sums, f dot of g of x and g dot of f of x are not equal. But in the third sum, we are seeing that f dot of g of x is equal to g dot of f of x. F of g of x is equal to g of f of x in this particular sum. So, what do you conclude? Composite functions are not commutative. That is, f dot of g of x is not equal to g dot of f of x in general. Now, in this sum, we have to find the value of k. K is some constant. If f dot of g is equal to g dot of f, this is the condition. That is, f dot of g is equal to g dot of f. Then find the value of k, where k is going to be some constant value. Now, let us start doing first LHS and then we will go to RHS. What is f dot of g? F dot of g is equal to f of g of x. What is g of x? G of x is equal to 4x plus 5. So, this will be equal to f of 4x plus 5. Now, what is f of x? F of x is equal to 2x minus k. So, in the place of x, we have to replace 4x plus 5. In the place of x, we have to replace 4x plus 5. So, this becomes 2 times 4x plus 5 minus k. So, multiply it. Whenever number precedes a bracket, we have to multiply. So, this will be equal to 8x plus 10 minus k. So, this is going to be the value of f dot of g. F of g of x is equal to 8x plus 10 minus k. Let me call this as left hand side of the equation, LHS of the equation. Have this as it is. Now, we will go to the second part. What is the second part? G dot of f. We are going to go to the right hand side of the equation. What is right hand side of the equation? G of f of x. So, G of f of x, G dot f is equal to G of f of x. What is f of x in the sum? F of x in the sum is equal to 2x minus k. So, it is G of 2x minus k. Now, what is G of x? G of x is equal to 4x plus 5. That means, in the place of x, we have to replace 2x minus k. I repeat, in the place of x, we have to replace this value. What is this value? 2x minus k. So, this becomes 4 times x value. What is x value? 2x minus k. 2x minus k plus 5. Now, a bracket preceded by a number means multiplication. So, multiply it. 4 into 2, 8x, 4 into minus k, minus 4k plus 5. Okay. Let me call this as right hand side. This is the value, you got it for right hand side. Now, the condition, what is the given condition? You have to remember that f dot of g is equal to g dot of f. That means, left hand side values and right hand side values have to be same. Both the value are going to be equal. So, let us equate it. 8x plus 10 minus k is equal to 8x minus 4k plus 5. So, when you equate it, LHS is equal to RHS. That is the given condition. LHS is equal to RHS. So, what is LHS value we got? 8x plus 10 minus k. 8x plus 10 minus k is equal to RHS value. What is the RHS value we got? 8x minus 4k plus 5. 8x, let me write here, minus 4k plus 5. I am changing the order of the terms so that it will be easy for you to cancel. Now, 8x is here, 8x is here. So, in both the sides of the equation, we can cancel the 8x term since it is common in both. 8x can be cancelled. Now, simplify. You get 10 minus k is equal to 5 minus 4k. You can bring k terms one side and constant term other side. Transpose the terms. So, it becomes 4k minus k is equal to plus 5 minus 10. 4k minus k is equal to 3k. 3k plus 5 minus 10 is equal to minus 5. Now, 3 you take it other side. It is 3 times k. So, when it goes the other side of the equation, it becomes division. So, k is equal to minus 5 by 3. So, we got the value for k is equal to minus 5 by 3. The question asked is find the value of k. So, did you all understand? They have given the functional values f of x, they have given g of x, they have given, and the given condition is f dot of g is equal to g dot of f, then calculate the value of k. So, go to the left hand side value, simplify it, go to the right hand side value, simplify it, then equate both, cancel the common terms, and then finally get the value of k, and we got the value of k is equal to minus 5 by 3. Now, we will see one more sum. F of x is equal to x squared minus 1 and g of x is equal to x minus 2, and suppose g dot of f of a is equal to 1, what is the value of a? They have given the functional value as 1 and they are asking you to find the pre-image. They have given the image as 1 and what is the pre-image value we have to find. So, let us start calculating. What is g dot of f of x? G dot of f of a is equal to g of f of x. Sorry, in place of x we have to replace it as a. In place of x we have to replace it as a because here they have not given us x, they have given it as a. Usually they give it as x, but in this sum they have given it as a. So, we will also write it as a. So, g dot of f of a is equal to g of f of a. Now, what is f of x? X squared minus 1. So, in place of x what we are going to replace? We are going to replace it as a squared minus 1. So, it is equal to g of a squared minus 1. Now, in the place, what is g of x? X minus 2. In the place of x, we have to replace a squared minus 1 because we are going to find the value of g of a squared minus 1. So, in the place of x, replace a squared minus 1. So, here you have to write it as a squared minus 1. This will be a squared minus 1 minus 2. So, this is going to be the functional value, but they have given the functional value is equal to 1. So, equate this functional value with 1. So, what happens? A squared minus 1 minus 2 minus 1 minus 2 is equal to 1. Now, this minus 1 and minus 2 are constants. Since both are constants, we can always simplify the constants together. So, minus 1 minus 2 if you simplify, you get a squared minus 3 is equal to 1. After you simplify, transpose the term. Minus 3 you take it that side. When you take minus 3 that side, it becomes plus 3. So, a squared is equal to 1 plus 3. So, a squared is equal to 4. A squared is equal to 4. Now, what is the inverse operation for square? The inverse operation for square will be root, square root. So, a is equal to root of 4. Therefore, a is equal to plus or minus 2. A value is equal to plus or minus 2. So, this will be the answer. The final answer, the value for a is equal to plus or minus 2. Did you all understand? If you want, you can check also. You can replace the value as plus 2 and simplify g dot of f of a, you will be getting it as 1. If you want to check, you can check the answer by replacing it as 2 in the place of x and calculate the value of g dot of f of 2. Final answer, you must get it as 1. That is the way you can check if you want to check. Now, we will go to the concluding part of the first chapter. What are the important concepts we have learned in this chapter? First, we have to start with sets. Sets you have to be thorough. And then after sets actually you have learnt in 9th standard, class 9 sets you have to be, that is the fundamental. You have to be thorough in sets, only then we can go to the other concepts. Next one is Cartesian product. Cartesian product deals with two non-empty sets where you have to have ordered pairs. Cartesian product is ordered pairs, set of ordered pairs. Then coming to relation. Relation is a subset of Cartesian product, that is a particular ordered pairs where you have some relation between x and y, that is called as relations. From relations we have to modify certain conditions and then we got the definition for functions. Functions, a set of ordered pair where you have a unique image, that is for example, if you have set A is equal to ABC and set B equal to XY, then there will be a unique image for A, unique image for B, like that. That is function. So, you have to be thorough with the definition of function. Then in function you learnt so many other terms. First, how to represent a function. We can represent function in 4 ways, like arrow diagram, table form, then graphical way, ordered pair. So, these are the ways to represent functions. Then we studied about what are the different types of functions. One-one function, many-to-one function. Then onto function, into function. And we also studied what is an image, what is a pre-image, what is a range, all these we studied in functions. And then we went to some special type of functions. Do you remember what are the special types of functions? Identity function, special type, constant functions, special type, then reciprocal function, it is a special type of function. Then you studied higher functions like quadratic functions, cubic functions, which you will be dealing much more in higher classes. So, those are called special functions. And last what we studied today, that is composite functions, combining two or more functions. When we combine two or more functions and still we get a function, then it is called as a composite functions. I hope you are thorough with the functions, and I want all the children of class 10 to fare well in your exams, understand your concepts, do the sums well, practice the sums. Mathematics needs perfection as well as practice. P squared, practice with perfection. That is what is required in mathematics. My best wishes to you all children. Thank you, children.